Hey everybody, it is very rare that I make two posts in one day, but something just happened that I feel like I need to talk about while it is fresh on my mind. And yeah, it does relate to mental health, but this one's going to be about parenting. It does affect my mental health. It definitely affects my stress level and many other things. My hair is gnarly and everything. That's why I'm wearing my Alabama Roll Tide hat, even though I'm not an Alabama fan. Alright, Buddy, I talk about this wonderful child that I have, because he is a wonderful child. I didn't have an alpha fetoprotein test. Alpha fetal protein, there we go. Test when I was pregnant with him. Those are supposed to be done between 14 and 16 weeks. I didn't know exactly how far along I was at the point when this would have happened. And also, I had someone that I know of have a false positive and think their child was going to either have Downs or spina bifida. And then it was because the test was done at the wrong time. I figured if I had that test done and it told me, if it had said Down syndrome child, even though I wouldn't have aborted it, I would have been scared to death the whole pregnancy. Anyway, he is a wonderful kid most of the time. He's funny, he's creative, he's a lot of things, but he's also human. His emotions, he is not nearly as emotionally mature as a 20-year-old should be. He's going to be 21 the end of August. And his testosterone is really starting to kick in. Now, I wasn't there nearly enough of his developmental years. There are outside factors that have affected his behavior, and I'll go into that. I'm going to start making a weekly post about my child. I don't know what day, I'll figure that out, but I'm going to try. When I do figure that part out, I'll put it in the description. He can be very obstinate and disrespectful. I nurtured him, really nurtured him. I breastfed him for nearly a year. We were very close. He had a lot of strange illnesses. He never got an earache or any kind of cold or virus or anything until he was 2.5. And like I said, I'll go into that more in posts to come. I just had an incident with him because his father is the dominant figure. He knows he can't get away with shit with Dad. And most of the time, I'm his best pal ever. We have best pal ever hugs. But yet there's this side of him where he knows he doesn't have to respect me. There's no consequence. I've grounded him a couple times, and he got that. He understood. And by grounding him, I mean, no, I didn't take away his games. I took away what he loved most, and that was interaction with me. I don't live under the same roof that he does. His dad has a duplex. He's kind enough to let me live on the opposite side. And, that's good. I have lived with them, and it never went well. Never went well. His father and I would argue. He would see that. His father and I didn't see eye to eye on many things, where this child could just get away with any damn thing that I didn't approve of, But if he pulled that shit with his dad, then he was in trouble. Like, okay, let's team up. Yeah, you can do anything you want, and Mom doesn't have any say-so, but if you pull that shit with me, now you're in trouble. This morning, he came over. The real rule I have is to knock on my bedroom door and wait. You don't just come busting in. I was in the kitchen. I told him, come to the kitchen with me. Emil is asleep. My roommate, Adam, just woke up. Come to the kitchen with me. And I'm saying it loud, louder than I'm saying it right now. I know he heard me. And he deliberately opened my bedroom door anyway. Which wouldn't be that big of a deal, except that Emil doesn't wear many, let's see. Y'all can figure it out. Thank God he had on a blanket. So, he opens the door and I hear that and I'm like, boy, get out of there now. So he proceeds to walk his ass into this bedroom and close the door behind himself. And I get up and I come in here into my bedroom and tell him, get out now. And I'm not the boss of him. You're not the boss of me. Get out of my bedroom. You know, I told you he was asleep. What would you have done if you had walked in and he had been laying there with no clothing on? How embarrassed would you be? How embarrassed would he be? Now his reaction, yeah, oh, that's disgusting. Of course it's disgusting. But you still walked in there. Why? Because you don't have to listen to me. My dad said I'm not grounded. I don't give a damn what your dad said. I'm your mother. You do have to listen to me about certain things. We take it out to the front porch. I calm down. I explain to him, you know what you did. And he's trying to tell me I didn't do that. I said, so the door just opened on its own and you just happened to end up in the bedroom? I didn't do that. And he understands the concept of lying. Now, I'm trying to deal with this as a responsible adult. I don't believe yelling solves anything. If anything, if I yell, all he's going to hear is me being loud. He's not going to hear what I'm saying. So I try to flip it around and say, how would you feel if? How would you feel if somebody did that to you? And he's always got that comeback, just like me. Always, as a kid, you know, I had a comeback. And I know my child understands me. That's the part that makes this so shitty. I don't want to take away anything that makes him happy. But I have to draw the line when he is being blatantly disrespectful. If you have special needs children, you will go through a lot of struggles. I firmly believe in positive reinforcement. You know, they do something good, I am going to champion him. Oh, I am so proud of him. But when he does something that, on that level of disrespect, I can't allow that. He's too old to get a spanking. Come on. 20 years old, almost 21. A spanking is going to do nothing except anger him. He will hold a grudge. And then the next time he gets a chance, he's going to make my life a living hell. He would never know to say offended, but he would be offended. I was as a kid. You know, like, how dare you put your hands on me? But I let him know. That's it. These doors are going to stay locked. The front door and the back door. And you're not going to be allowed to come in because you didn't listen. The reason I mentioned the testosterone, yeah, it got mentioned to me. He's getting older. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. And if I don't assert myself now, he is going to walk all over me. And it'll be a matter of time before he decides to physically put me in check. I know this is a graphic post, but you have to teach your children respect. You have to set boundaries. There has to be structure. I may not have those things like I need them in my personal life, but it's imperative with your children. Mine happens to have trisomy 21. Maybe yours does. Maybe yours is autistic. Maybe they don't have any special needs. Those ground rules have to be set. Let me know what you think. Maybe make a comment. I would appreciate it. I really would. I'd like your input. I'd like to know what you think of how I've handled this, or if you have a suggestion to better communicate with a child, special needs or not. You know, if you, since he is so immature emotionally, how would you deal with him if you have, say, a 7 or 8 year old? How would you teach them respect? Because that's kind of what I'm up against. 7-year-old, and sometimes yet enough maturity most of the time to understand what I'm saying. I would love some input, guys. Hope you don't think I'm a beast, but I am trying so hard to be a good mom, and sometimes that means being the bad guy. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Smooches and deuces.